I was pretending that there was a heffalump, but of course there wasn't really a heffalump.
Are you hearing yourself? You need to quit.
I think that decision's about to be made for me.
Stick with me, Piglet. I'll fix it. You worry too much.
We'll never get to Christopher now.
Maybe we should ask if anyone's seen a bear or a tiger or a very small donkey.
Darling, these creatures aren't real.
Don't worry, this is part of the plan.
Yeah, but we don't want to fly out.
We just need a leap of faith.
Listen, I will call Dr. Cunningham on Monday. I think with the right amount of rest and...
Christopher!
Tigger! Eeyore! Piglet!
Ah, my plan worked. I don't know how I do it.
You must be Christopher Robin's wife. Ha! How do you do?
How did you first come to get involved?
I was on holiday and I got a call saying, would you like to Skype with Marc Forster? And of course I knew his work and read the script and unfortunately I was in a place that had no Wi-Fi reception. But the captain of the boat that I was on told me if I went 10 minutes in the direction of that big rock over there, that I'd be able to get some Wi-Fi. So I put a life jacket on, jumped on a jet ski, and drove into the middle of the Aegean Ocean to Skype the director. I think the surreal nature of it meant that I stuck in his memory. And yeah, that's how the journey began.
I was on a plane and my daughter was watching a cartoon of Pooh and she suddenly turns to me and said, can you finally make a film for kids or me? I can't watch any of your movies. And we started joking about why don't I make Pooh? And she said, yeah, why don't we make Pooh? And that's how sort of the first idea sort of came to life. And then I was researching what happened to the IP of Pooh, and I realized that Disney was working since 15 years. They've been trying to develop a live-action film of Pooh and had multiple writers work on it, on scripts, and that never found the right key. And the latest draft, the latest incarnation of the idea was Alex Ross Perry's script, which I started getting involved in, and that's when we started sort of working on it together.
How was this new adventure first kind of pitched to you?
Well, Christopher Robin grows up and gets stuck in the workaday world, and one thing leads to another, and grand hijinks ensue. So there you have it. Yeah.
Well, it was pitched to me that these are familiar characters that we all know and love, so they wouldn't be doing anything kind of left field and bizarre to change or modernise or glam up Pooh Bear and his friends. But that it was going to be a story about Christopher Robin as an adult and what would have happened if he had gone through the things that men of his age at that time would have gone through, be it war and then coming back and trying to provide for his family. And he's kind of burdened with the responsibilities of everyday life, and that takes its toll on his relationship and his family. And he relies on Pooh Bear to help him find his way back.
How did you kind of decide on this, this iteration of the story with kind of an adult Christopher Robin going back to his childhood rather than being set in someone's childhood?
I love that because I think it's, you have a beloved bear of Pooh and you have an original concept here, and it's a wonderful thing to do something like that. And the great thing is, it's about Christopher Robin finding his inner child again and celebrating the sort of the joy of life. And I think it's very, even though it's a period piece set in end of post World War II, it feels very, in a lot of ways, very modern as well.
Come in here. Look, you can't just keep saying hello to people. People can't see you moving and talking.
But why?
Because you're different. And people don't like things that are different.
So I shouldn't be me?
No, you should always be yourself.
No, this is very confusing.
Did you always want to kind of have the actors who voiced the characters before come back and do the voices for this new one?
I always had this idea of having Jim Cummings come back as the voice of Pooh. Because it feels like, it's the first time, it's an origin story, you see Pooh for the first time in this live action setting, and Jim Cummings' voice is like a warm blanket. You feel like you're at home again.
Did you kind of need any encouragement to come back, or was you always kind of kept up with it, thought what's next for the character?
No, I love Pooh and Tigger. I love being able to bring them into a new millennium, and it's an honor, it's a privilege, I love it. Let's do it again. I can't wait for the sequel. Christopher Robin and Pooh take on the Nazi biker mice from Mars. I'm just kidding, they're zombies.
And how about the kind of practicalities of making a film like this? I mean, what we see is obviously quite different from what you see when we're making it in terms of the characters.
Yeah, so we started off with stuffed animals, which look very similar to the animated versions that you see on the screen. And then after that, the headless, grey, hairless versions come on. And the visual effects department works with that. And then it's a rod with a light on it, and then it's nothing. So yeah, you have to use a bit of your imagination.
We record first, and then that gives them something to react to on screen. And then the puppeteers are there to hold the place for the characters, and then they're CGI'd in afterwards. And then we go in the recording process and refine it and make sure the lips all match up with the, you know, there's no fuzz in there anywhere. And, you know, and it's just gorgeous, I think. I hope everybody likes it. It's kind of seamless.
What's it like seeing it for the first time when you actually see it?
Yeah, I loved the, as soon as you hear Jim Cummings' voice, that to me is what makes the movie come alive. It's the voice that we've had since the 80s playing Winnie the Pooh, and he's quite a legend. And so to hear the character come to life through his voice, I think, for me, was when I think the film came together.
What's it like seeing Fully Realised for the first time? Because having worked with this character for such a long time, you must have seen technology change so much.
Oh, sure. Well, from 2D to whatever D this is, and it's kind of amazing. You know, the CGI is just phenomenal. You know, same folks did Beauty and the Beast, and you know, I buy every little leaf in the 100-acre wood and every smackerel of honey. Yeah.
Does this world ever slow down?
Play nap time. Play nap time.
Hello, miss.
Hello.
Can I get you anything from the trolley?
I'd like 5 cups of tea, please.
Of course.
And some milk and sugar and honey, please. Lots of honey.
The practicalities of shooting the characters and you know, and the animals, how hard was that to pull off? Because obviously you've got actors kind of either acting against puppets or acting against nothing. Are those scenes difficult to direct?
Yes, I mean, you know, it's tricky that you have a reference pass with the Pooh on set, and you shoot that, and then Pooh is taken out, and you is acting to thin air, and you're recreating a lot of handheld shots, which are never the same than the shots before, but you want to convey that feeling and how that it feels real, because ultimately the goal is for me as a filmmaker to have these characters you watch on screen that they feel so real that you forget that they're animated.
What do you think it is about these characters that keeps filmmakers coming back again and again?
Well, I think there's an evergreen quality to them. You know, that, like I say, they come from bedtime stories, and you know, they're not really tied to a fad. There's nothing faddish about them, you know. And I always liken it to, you know, Christmas comes once a year, but we never get tired of it, and because it's not linked to a fad either, you know. And it's that evergreen thing that you know, touches a part of everyone and taps into their childhood, I think, no matter how old you are, and that's beautiful stuff.
I just saw the most preposterous imposter. Look at him. Digger! Eel! Piglet!
If anyone wants to clap, now is the time to do it.
Oh, bother. Oh, dear.
I don't remember being cheery.
People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day.
No, Pooh, that's not... Oh, never mind.